bias aside.
I am going to agree with every single point Pimp made for a change, and I'm going to say that it should be Preasy taking the win.
He can be smart too, huh?
Well, Pimp and Blair, this game is live, and to carry us through the cast of Preasy versus OG, we've got Moses and Dinko. Boys, over to you.
Thank you very much, Paula. Yeah, I'm really excited to see if dupreeh can go 1-1 today, because that's the most interesting storyline out of this game, Jason. Is he going to be able to keep the streak going and attend every major from CSGO and then the first CS2 major?
Yeah, he's at 19. This would be 20?
Yeah.
Is that what it's working at?
Yeah, it's the same as Na'Vi. It's dupreeh and Na'Vi competing against each other at the moment for attendances at majors.
That ain't bad. That ain't a bad career whatsoever for good old dupes.
dupreeh, they're calling him these days.
Yeah, and I mean, even beyond dupreeh, I mean, you got like Refresh, who I always thought was kind of a cool player, who's been
He went
left
to
out in the
EG,
wings.
man. This is like, this is his recovery mission.
Yeah, he was on that heroic lineup when it began, was obviously dropped at a certain point, and I don't know, I've always thought Refresh had kind of a cool game, he just hasn't had a whole lot of success that he could lean on. And then OG is OG. So let's see what we're gonna get. dupreeh spamming through the smoke, a little bit of damage, all on the retake, as we see frequently from the CT pistols. There's smoke, nade, flash. There is a kit on dupreeh as well, so when they eventually pull the trigger, it's gonna be hustle onto the bomb. And pretty much everyone in the server knows exactly what's coming.
Extra time to play this because of that kit that you mentioned. Flash is going in, smoke's deployed, and Fiku, one shot out from default. Now we want a better performance from Fiku today. He was the lowest performing player for OG in their opening map here at the RMR. roeJ battling back, Refresh with him, and the kills all going the way of Preasy, but no one on that defuse, no one sticking it, and roeJ needs to play with a kit, he needs to get onto it right now, he's going to hold it, it's going to be close, but thanks to the kit, they've got the round in the bag.
Yeah, I think the plant spot threw him for a little bit of a loop there. They throw the smoke out to the default plant at the boxes, it's actually tucked into the corner, so probably a little bit dicey on the retake, but they still come out on top. Well done, good retake. And that seems to be the high percentage pistol round we see more often than not from CT teams on Vertigo, is just like, let's not really fight for this bomb site. Let's just play for the retake with the smoke.
It can be so effective, and you can see them pulling that off perfectly, but it does concede the plant. And we know that conceding the plant as a CT pistol allows the T's to get this really strong force buyout. So it's AKs, Galils, Deagle. Not bad here for OG, a great chance to try and answer back early doors here. We find ourselves in Vertigo. Now, I thought we might find ourselves in Ancient, but given the performance of Preasy this morning being a little better than that of OG, who lost 13-5 against Apeks, I can understand why Vertigo's in the mix instead. And the last time OG played this was back at Blast against the Falcons. It was a 13-11 loss over there versus the Falcons. So they haven't played too much Vertigo recently.
You can see Preasy as well on the CT side without a whole lot of utility. They want to save some for when an execute inevitably comes in. They want the counter nades, the counter Molotov, the counter smoke, so they're going to go for a boost up, try and pick one player off if they're to come up A ramp. It's dedicating quite a bit of players on this side of the map, which leaves a solo defender at the B bomb site in Altex, a solo defender in mid, that's dupreeh, and dupreeh's got no utility to shift over and help or throw flashes or anything for that B bomb site. So actually, OG setting this round up quite nice.
Yeah, they are. Altex does have the perfect utility, though, to stall it out. So you can throw the smoke to delay the top stairs. That's exactly what it's done while all these ramp fights going down. OG have lost Keto. The fake is not pulling Altex away, but again, like you said, he's under pressure as the sole player here, and he handles that boost, but he's traded out through the smoke. So now OG have to accelerate into this B bomb site. Sidir put out towards Heaven. That's a good lineup, and it's worked out very well.
Confident lineup.
Yeah, just a big jump, a big leap.
Yeah, I was like, where's he throwing that? But he nails it.
Yeah, another bomb plant, but very difficult to hold on to this one. Regali has to step up from generators, and it is only one kill before he's traded. And now you can see HeavyGod very uncomfortable knowing they're flanking him and they're pushing him from two sides. So Preasy pull off the retake. OG get another bomb plant. Maybe they can go for Tech9's armor in the next round, but realistically, we're looking at 3-0 start.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be any kind of super large investment because they didn't whittle down the CTs to 1 or 2 players. 3 of them survived, so I think they're gonna, yeah, if anything, probably just have Tech9 by. Not a bad attempt though, and they actually did a pretty good job of keeping the defenders at the A bomb site, making that as weak as possible. Just a good job from Altex, grabbing one more over the smoke.
And Altex is an interesting player. I think we've seen him have some moments in his time in Astralis, but Not a lot of young Danes are able to keep up at the Astralis level at the moment. And I think it's actually really good for him to go to a team like Preasy and develop more naturally here, because he's a good player, he's just not a phenom.
And that Astralis project always seemed like it was going to be probably a tough environment for young players to like properly learn and get good experience and get the space to kind of flex. And
once you're in Astralis, you're expected to perform. And I think not a lot of players handle that pressure very well. Keto running with that Tech 9. Ultex handles the first very well. He flicks back for that third. That would have been ridiculous with the last bullet. But he's done his work, and that sets up dupreeh at quad to patiently wait for his follow-up. Nexus and Fiku left alone. And Nexus has got a bit of a flank going on here. This is going to be a kill on TMB. He spotted the barrel of construction. Couldn't quite get roeJ before he jumped off. But he's got the read on the CT peak here, Nexus. Deke shot not landing.
That's a shame. Ooh, that's a nice shot from Fiku. Hold the phone. Okay, now they can split a little bit. Bomb is down, still a long way off, but they're going to force Preasy to make a move, and Fiku's not ready for the aggression. Yeah. Good decision-making from Refresh and roeJ. Just making a decision right out of the gate, get aggressive on one of the two players and commit to it. And it gives them a 2-on-1 advantage, and Nexus, he just spots roeJ at the last second, sliding in towards quad.
He's forcing the fight with the Deagle instead of the M4. Would rather play with a hand cannon. It's not going to work out for him, but Nexus makes that uncomfortable for Preasy. They have to recover it. Great decision-making allows them to go flawless at the start.
And that's a really good round, actually. I mean, you get 3 kills this time around. You don't get the bomb plant, but that's going to set things up nicely moving forward. So constantly forced to reinvest is this Preasy defense, and they're not going to have the prettiest bank built up. But we get into the first gun round. Now we get to see what it's all about.
Yeah, we do. Nexus comes from the MOUZ NXT team, so you can see why OG wanted to go for him. You know, if you go into the pool of MOUZ NXT players, you missed the boat in the first load of them, but if you can start to pick players out of that, maybe you've got one for the future. AK-47's out in force for OG. TMB eats that grenade up, so half of his health gone in the first steps he takes in the round. Ooh, a lot of damage. TMB's not having a good time at the moment.
No, that's a rough start to the round. However, they still haven't gained any positioning on the ramp. Spam is going to come out, and with that low HP, the Preasy defense is going to back away. dupreeh, the experienced general, is over at the B bomb site. He's going to be playing back in quad as well. Ultex is there with him, but it's Nexus to get the first challenge, and it's low HP that he inflicted earlier.
roeJ spotted them though. Nexus no longer has the element of surprise, so he decides to back away.
But it forces, I mean, that little piece of aggression forces out a Molotov that's not there to move forward. Good job from Ultex. He's doing some work over at this B bomb site round after round.
Yeah, you can see he looks very comfortable in that role as the anchor towards the B site. Knows when to go for an aggressive timing, just like roeJ. Look at this, he slipped the net. He's got him behind him. Nexus turns around, but it's too late. And roeJ, he peeks into the open while reloading and is overwhelmed. And because of TMB's early damage sustained, he goes down to the grenade. So Fiku doubles up, and there's an attack into this upper bomb site for OG.
roeJ didn't realize they made it all the way up the ramp. OG, get the bomb plant. 3-on-3. This would be a fantastic round to win to start things off. Op is going to be watching the flank. roeJ, but dupreeh's already got past his scope. Well past his scope.
And roeJ's time to strike. He's finally got the AWP in his hands, but timing. Oh, it's so awkward for roeJ. Missed shot. Oh, his teammate goes down too. And that could have been the move to end it the round in favor of OG, but instead the missed shots from the AWPer puts Fiku in a position where he needs to clutch.
Still very winnable with 2 players at low health.
Yeah, very low health, and that's one down already, but now they know exactly where Fiku is. No one defusing. Oh, around the corner, dupreeh's got cover. dupreeh's gonna stick it. Fiku trying to get there, and he will just in time. 1v3 for Fiku.
Yeah, that'll get you hyped up. Nice 1v3. That's a tricky play from roeJ, and just never had the information. They were all the way at top ramp. That could have been a very clean round. That could have been a multi-kill that ends things before they began. But instead, you give Fiku a chance to clutch. And he nails it.
Great round from Fiku overall, man. He gets those initial 2 kills. The grenade goes off.
He got an ace.
Yeah, he gets every single player. Fiku stepping up. Coming in with the clutch versus dupreeh. I thought it was going to be a heartbreaker, that cover for the defuse, but Fiku gets there just in time. And he's the only remaining player of that previous OG team that played at the last major. You know, Flames run out his contract, got a position in Vitality. We've seen them lose Dexter, obviously, not staying with the team. That one didn't really work out. And the rest of the squad had to be rejiggled, and they built around Fiku. They brought roeJ in. He had a stand-down showing in Dallas last year, and they decided to keep him after that. And they had Nexa in and out.
Rejiggled?
Rejiggled? Yeah. So I think it's a nice little term for it. Jiggling always makes me think
it sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. Jiggle and wiggles. Now, HeavyGod, he's running out with the Mac-10. Probably the best move OG have made recently.
They might think this is going to be a low buy, though. Force up from Preasy. Two M4s, excuse me, 2 SMGs. Nobody's at the B bomb site. Now the indication is there, and one kill would be great for dupreeh. This is interesting. I actually don't know what decision they're going to make in terms of how they want to play this round, if they want to go for a retake or if they want to just save, but they're completely out-positioned on the map, just out-called straight out of spawn. I think this is a save scenario.
Yeah, it doesn't look great for Preasy. They're going into the mid-fight, and it depends how far they go with this. Do they go all the way around the corner and find Fiku? Looks like that's about to be the case. So either Fiku gets a lovely triple kill or he gets nothing. And that is exactly what happens. So CZ upgraded into the AK-47. Something to play with in the next round for a refresh.
Yeah, it's cool. That upgrade to the AK actually kind of turns next round into a full buy. TMV going to get into a little bit of engagement. Nexus watching the flank. His bomb will go off. They have control of T-spawn, so OG have to be careful how they decide to evacuate. They'll be fine with the explosion. And we move into round 6.
Nice, boys, let's go!
Yeah, HeavyGod happy with that one. And OG going to try and come into this with as much energy as possible. Obviously losing 13-5 to Apeks in their opening game. That must have felt like a winnable matchup on paper to OG. You know, you look at Apeks as one of the teams around your level, and you get absolutely stomped out. So now going down into a 0-1 game on day 1 against Preasy, it's another one of those opportunities where you have to look at Preasy and think it's a decent chance for OG.
Sure, the same kind of a mindset where this is a very winnable game for us. See if they can pull it off in a way they couldn't in the first match of the day. Another boost up here for Preasy at the A bomb site, looking to pick off a player just lurking up the A ramp. This time, instead of the B bomb site, it's middle that is under attack. They're going to wrap through CT spawn as well, and it's a pretty weak defense here as well. Altex push forward. He's been good, but not that good.
Nope, and Nexus, good position to cut off rotation, so that one kill makes a massive difference. You can't really go for this at all. You can't even push in and go for some aggression. TMB caught in middle.
This is back-to-back rounds. OG have just kind of won just on the call out of spawn, right? Like last round they hit the B bomb site, nobody's home, they get it for free. This round they hit middle, nobody's home, they get it for free again. It was aggression towards B stairs, it was 3 players at the A bomb site, middle was wide open. And with the decision to wrap through CT spawn to the B bomb site, Preasy didn't really know how to rotate appropriately.
And they're going for a timeout, maybe feeling a little discombobulated. I want to try and get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, you feel like you haven't really fought for those last 2 rounds. So yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher. They'll get a moment to talk things over. Now, because they force bought 2 rounds ago and just kind of saved, they should be able to buy again here in this next round.
Keto, the new in-game leader of OG. Keto, obviously, of big days. He went down to the academy team for a while there over at Big. And
then came back.
And now he's got a spot here. Keto is always a weird one to me. I always think he's much older than he is. He's 25 years old.
Okay.
So he's not that old as an individual, and he feels like he's been around for a very long time. I think he first got brought into the big team in the early 2020 during the pandemic era of Counter-Strike, and that was when Big were #1 team in the world for a while. Keto really took off with Sirison, and I think that was kind of one of the peaks of Keto's career so far.
I think you're triggering Yanko right now, watching at home. Here comes that boost again. This is the 3rd time they've done it. They really want to exploit this inside the smoke, though. I think Nexus is lost to them. However, Keto's not. The aforementioned Keto goes down for free in a 5-on-4.
Yeah, 2nd time they've run that boost. I don't think it was detected the first time they jumped up, so could reuse it. This time they get a kill from it. Grenade is going to go over towards roeJ, who plays from headshot. I don't know if they're expecting 2 players to still be around short here, OG. They need to be very careful as the refresh looks to be let off the leash. Comes around the back, but that grenade is blown open and his cover. There's a massive gaping hole in it, and refresh is taken down, drawing the numbers to a 4v4 fight.
Yeah, smart play from OG. Remember, roeJ made a move like that inside that smoke earlier as well, so shades and memories of that cause them to blow open the smoke, and they find a freebie. Refresh not ready for the fight whatsoever. dupreeh's left alone, aggressive at B stairs. Gonna smoke it off, but with OG walking back, by the time they get there, the smoke should just be about to clear. So a pretty decent timing, all things considered. And TMB's gonna call out A ramp has no presence, so the defense starts shifting. Preasy have a very good read.
Smoke is going to fade eventually. I wonder if dupreeh stays posted.
Yeah, he's got a nade in the back, so do damage and that nade can clean him up. Or just like that.
Oh, insta-kill. That's the MP9 for you. That's a perfect grenade too. It lands right in the middle of the 3 players and does damage across all of them. Re-smoke out from Altex. dupreeh goes up for a second jump, this time just to claim information. And he doesn't see anybody. 9 seconds. OG don't have time to get anywhere, so a save call. With the rifles, even if they wanted to go for a last-ditch effort attempt, they couldn't do so. And now they unleash dupreeh. Runs around, clearing close, trying to eliminate another weapon right at the end. He's not going to get that opportunity. In fact, dupreeh will die.
Yeah. Gives his life up trying to find an AK-47. Not going to happen. However, they maintain the lead 4-3.
The other game currently going on right now is Monte versus Nexus. That's over on the secondary stream. Gizmi substitutes in for SDY. And Monte obviously would have loved to have had their full roster on day 1 of the RMR. And they had a big lead in that opening game and they lost it. So a 0-1 record and a chance against Nexus to bounce back over there.
Must be one hell of an illness to miss the RMR as well.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Hoping the best recovery for SDY.
It's very strange to see the new Astralis coach standing behind OG.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's just one of those situations you just have to deal with as a player, right? Like that stuff's going to happen more and more, you know, over the years, as with different contracts expiring and different, you know, buyout plans and everything. That's just something I think as a player, it doesn't really affect you too much.
Yeah, I think Keto actually answered that question today. Banks asked him, you know, what is it like to have roeJ as the coach? Well, you know he's also leaving. And Keto was saying he's incredibly professional. He's still fully committed to getting OG through to the major. He's putting all the same work in, same atmosphere, same vibe. And the same vibe this round as the previous as roeJ opens up with the advantage.
A little bit of a different vibe. This time it's not a boost, it's an aggressive, psychotic peek from roeJ that just nets him an easy kill.
Smiley face.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Just a quick double tap to the head of Nexus, and he's out for the fight. 8-2 for roeJ to start out this map.
Yeah, very good start for roeJ. Didn't hang around when Mezzi left Fnatic. Decided to reunite with the Danes. Fiku in mid, refresh with a headshot. Make sure that Fiku gets no closer. HeavyGod has to pick up some of these difficult kills. So once back on dupreeh, Nate goes towards elevator. That's low HP on refresh. Has to dodge that HE and does.
Man, I think dupreeh just kind of second-guessed his decision there just right before he took it. That little half second of hesitation. I don't think he wanted to take the fight, but he saw that HeavyGod wasn't looking in his direction. But that bought the time for HeavyGod to swing the aim back.
There's utility but plenty here to clear out sandbags.
At this point in the round, they don't want to give away the sound cues. You molly sandbags now, you're going to have a plethora of rotations coming in, so you want to play this one off contact.
And this favors TMB. This gives him a chance then if he can time his peak perfectly. 30 seconds remaining, contact being set up, and now they go for it. Utility forces him into the open. TMB just needs 1. That's exactly what he's got. Kill on Regali. HeavyGod burns him away in a trade. The bomb plant is coming through. Keto punching the digits on default. Ooh, just about running away. And even on the last bullet, psychotic is the perfect adjective for roeJ right now. HeavyGod left in the clutch at Sandbikes. 1v3 for him. And they take their time, Preasy. They stay composed. They've got a kit on refresh. He can stick that defuse while the rest try and figure out what HeavyGod is. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even come down to the defuse because roeJ insta-kills HeavyGod.
That's a really sloppy improvised smoke as you come up to plant the bomb. It actually benefited Preasy. Gave that gap where you could slide or in front of the first one, behind the second one, and you have a nice vision of the planter of exactly where that bomb is going down. So that just gets punished. 5-3 as teams buy back up into it.
Yeah, Preasy have had the least amount of time off of all the teams to play their next round matchup, right? They had that huge tech issue in the game against Heroic. They were the last matchup of the round 1 games. And now they're straight away into the action again. And I feel like you're at least warmed up. If you're OG, you've been sitting around waiting for your game to come back. And so far, Preasy definitely looking like the better of the 2 squads. Molotov's going to clear behind the wood. Altex hasn't made too many mistakes on B yet. It's got to feel uncomfortable if you're OG. You can't really get up the stairs, so back to A you go.
Hero AK on Keto. 2 smokes to make a wall at the bomb site, but no flashbangs.
TMB was playing sandbags. He's changed that. He's gone into the open at the perfect time to spot out Nexus. Realizes he's very unfortunate not to have got that kill in the end, but he's done enough damage to bring Nexus down to 13 health.
Here comes the utility. They're swinging up fast. TMB, he pushes into safety. Good find. Cleans up Nexus. And now he's got safety over behind the wall. roeJ comes to him, but he can't do anything. Keto doesn't have gun out. Smoke still up to cover TMB's backside.
Ooh.
Finally goes down with a step through the smoke, but there's no chance of a bomb plant. There's no chance of a round win. HeavyGod in a 1v4.
Yeah, just looking for some extra kills. Sound Q mid. dupreeh knows exactly where he is. And as soon as he rounds that corner, there's two Danes looking right at him. I always think, I was thinking Magisk when I look at TMB. So I was like, damn, he's playing for Preasy? Then so it's like, got that Danish look about him.
Okay. I don't get that. That one's on you.
You don't look like... Okay, there's definitely other people out there that's got that vibe.
You think there's other people who have that?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Let us know on x.com. Hit us up. Let us know what you think.
Does he look like Magisk?
Magisk and Cajun B mixed together. Tech issue, though. We'll hopefully get this one resolved as quickly as possible. Preasy, I'm just going to blame them at this point. You know, if there's always a tech issue in the Preasy games. So it's got to be something they're doing.
So it's got to be the consistency. There's only one thing that's the same between the two.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Well, they've got experience in this situation already today, Preasy. roeJ's an interesting talking point. I think Maniac was saying on the desk, it was a pimp, actually Pimp it was, saying that it could be the next head trick. Now, it's a bit rough. Head trick just got cut today, but we'll keep piling on it. But it feels like roeJ is one of those players that is very talented, but doesn't have the sort of initiative all of the time. And Nexo backed that up by saying, as his in-game leader, he's a player that requires a lot of micromanagement.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really always take his initiative. He's a very passive opper. And Nexo was very surprised that some of the younger oppers that are coming up really need that. And maybe holding himself back a little bit, roeJ.
Well, I think too, like, you know, OG is kind of an org that's picked up a lot of those players that have potential, that are maybe a little bit before they've shown that they're capable of competing at tier 1. They're kind of like trying to find those diamonds in the rough, and it hasn't always been the best environment for those young players to really develop and actually eventually show it off. But that's kind of like the target player that they seem to be going for consistently when they rebuild and retool these rosters.
Yeah, it's definitely a more financially responsible roster picked up for OG, especially because their last big spend on Dexter didn't really work out. So you've got to be a bit more responsible with the finances here. And I think it's a good idea around a couple of these players.
I think the deeper issue is you also have a team now where your coach is going to be leaving. So, I mean, you kind of can go that route if you have confidence in your coach being able to help and kind of build those guys up and grow those guys up and help them kind of develop and learn how to play at the tier 1 level. But since he's departing, that's going to be a new project for someone else coming into the team. Round 10. Tech issues resolved, nice and quick. roeJ's going to drop Molotov.
Tech issue resolved, but also the final tactical timeout used for OG just moments ago. So they've used all 3 in regulation.
Yeah, pretty crazy to think about too. That's a lot of timeouts used early on, and where you still have 3 rounds to play. You still have plenty of time to keep this game close. But obviously something's happening that they're not enjoying, that they're not liking, and feeling like, you know, maybe there's a few more miscues than we're kind of spotting from the outside within the team.
I think he only won one T round on the T side of Ancient earlier today, OG, so probably need a bit more help and input on the T side at the moment. Nexus getting under short.
And Preasy haven't really shown a tendency
Boosting
yeah, outside of these boosts, these are the most aggressive defensive setups that Preasy have kind of had. They haven't really wanted to challenge at top ramp. They haven't really wanted to challenge over in the side halls whatsoever. It's just that boost. That's the 4th time they've ran it. They've got 3 kills out of it.
OG still aren't looking there, man. They still aren't considering it. She's going to keep going. Shadow Altex. The shadow betrays him.
That was a huge shadow as well.
That was massive.
That's the shadow you can't ignore. However, I don't know if Fiku, okay, with that utility, he might be able to make it, but he doesn't want to backstab. He wants to hold things off, so it's all about dupreeh and quad. Does this go unchecked?
Very common position for dupreeh to play, but once again, not checked, not considered, and dupreeh stays alive, but he's getting surrounded, he's getting overwhelmed, and Fiku and CT has just given away his position. Time is limited. If there was a grenade, you could try and deny the bomb plant. But you can't in this position. Now roeJ's flank is activated. He's coming up the stairway, and as long as TMB keeps Fiku distracted, hands busy towards CT spawn, roeJ can get closer and closer to this bomb site. Worst case scenario, roeJ has a 1v1 fight, and he doesn't even have that. He's already inside of the site. He can just get on this defuse if he wants and try to pull them into 1v1 duels. TMB wins the fight against Viku. roeJ needs to step up, and that's exactly what he does. Great work from roeJ in the 1v2.
Yeah, that is very, very nicely done. That's some good peeking, and TMB did everything he possibly could. Had two players' attention on him. He stalled that out as long as possible to give the flank the opportunity, and just can't win it out at the end of the day. Good job from roeJ. Second timeout used by Preasy to talk things over. But once again, it feels like most of the success that OG has had on this T side has come from middle. They've had a couple nice lurks. They had a nice execution in middle to wrap around CT spawn to the B bomb site. They're finding some space to work with there.
Yeah, they've converted, I think, 2 4v5s now for OG on the T side, so not bad. They get another chance to have a say on the microphone here, roeJ, as well, so they'll welcome back-to-back timeouts.
A lot of timeouts burned in the first half. That's 5 of them. 5 of them utilized. That's how
maybe
it started.
maybe in one of the timeouts they'll consider, you know, guys, check the boost next time you go up ramp. Let's have a little look.
dupreeh was just hoping that the timing would work with his teammate rotating over towards Guardian.
Good work from roeJ.
It wasn't there in time. Yeah, lovely work from roeJ.
Mac 10's on 2 players for OG. So you can see the damage that's been done across both teams. SMG's present in the hands of TMB, Nexus, and Keto. And HeavyGod is looking to get impact early doors. He's up B. He's taking a lot of damage from the grenade, though. dupreeh not playing quad. Predictable position. Remove negated by the Molotov, and dupreeh is dead without a single kill, so it's Apeks that must stand up in his stead. And that won't happen. So 3v3 established thanks to TMB. roeJ's got middle. Well, he did have middle. He's been peeked by Viku, and that duel once again goes to favor of OG, but the bomb trying to retreat is taken out by TMB, and Refresh moves in behind white box. roeJ's in front of him. Shoulder spotted. That's the kill for Refresh.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Fiku's position.
He thought he was middle. That's where he's last detected, and it's been a quick rotation, but he's considered it. It looks like he was just about to grenade in towards Viku. He knows that's where the bomb was dropped, so he'll be focused on that. Knows that Viku has to go there to get the bomb back eventually.
Yeah, but how long does he stay here? Oh, this is all timing. Oh, he just spots it out. That's a good find. Nade goes deep. Viku spams him down a little bit. Awkward engagement. And Refresh now is a really tough decision to make.
Yeah, Viku is just sprinting across towards A. No mind games. It's just tunnel vision. Get to the A bomb site, and Refresh is committing back here. He's staying in the middle, thinking that Viku might go through there, try and play the mind games and come back into the B bomb site. But Viku, fake plants.
Not confident that he beat him. Beat him all the way to this bomb site. Refresh isn't really chilling.
Viku could play himself here. 17 seconds. He has to go back to the A bomb site. 10 seconds now, Viku.
And the footsteps
steps are heard now.
Yeah, the footsteps gave it up. I think you're right. I think Viku outplayed himself.
Now he's considering ramp flank. He goes in for the elevator fight and loses it to Refresh. So Viku gets in his head. Gets in his own head.
Yeah, that fake tap and the exploration didn't really seem necessary. And that footstep gave all the information over to Refresh that he needed. Very fortunate Refresh to get that piece of intel, but puts it to good use once he has it. Nice 1v1.
Yeah, not staying composed in the clutch there, Viku.
That's a tough round. That one hurts to lose if you're OG. Got to say, good defense, though. That's OG putting a lot of pressure on the B bomb site early. And Preasy over-rotates and aggressively. I mean, if the bomb doesn't get picked off, around the edge of that smoke, it's a completely different round. But just the fact that they had so many bodies there gave them the courage to be that aggressive, to find it. Defensive utility and Molotovs deployed. Nexus coming up with the Mat 10. Low HP on 1. But again, roeJ gets away.
Yeah, TMB tumbling off the map. A re-peek into Keto is punished.
Yeah, that's not necessary. That is not needed after you have the 5-on-4. But Refresh with an aggressive stance at ramp is going to say, hey, it's clear. We don't need any real more support. dupreeh's heading over now, but he'll be shuffling back towards middle in the B bomb site any second. Same with roeJ, because Refresh is just saying, I see absolutely nobody. They've disappeared.
Well, Apeks, who sang his praises throughout this half, gets information. Grenade goes down under the stairway. He's got dupreeh with him. Kill for Apeks before he falls. dupreeh has been damaged by roeJ. And roeJ's cleared out both of those B defenders, and that turns this 4v2 into a 2v2. No bomb plant yet. not comfortable at the moment for roeJ. roeJ is so low on health, but these are the two top performers currently. roeJ commits to try and deny the plant and doesn't work out for him. Keto steps up to secure a 5th round at the turn of the first half.
Yeah, nice job from Keto providing that cover. Once that spam comes out, he pounces and he transitions over very nicely. That's a close round. 7-5 is the scoreline in the favor of Preasy after the first half. They get to switch over to the attacking side, and we'll see what they can do with it. And remember, so many timeouts burned from both of these teams. There's one timeout on Preasy left for the entire second half.
Yeah, unless we go to overtime, that's all we'll have available. I think both teams will be frustrated at moments throughout that first half. You know, roeJ losing some clutches that could have gone their way. Preasy early on losing some rounds that didn't look like they were going to go the way of roeJ. You know, there were those rounds where roeJ was getting advantages on ramp and they were still losing 5v4s. So not the cleanest half from either team. And it's resulted in this scoreline being very close going into the second half now.
Yeah, both of them had missed moments, it feels, where they had the advantage. We'll see if that continues in the second half. 7-5 pistol round. Plenty of utility, 2 Molotov smoke and 2 flashbangs for Preasy on the attacking side. Everyone's headed towards that A-bomb site.
Yeah,
and they're not making any secret about it.
Yeah, very simple call. Try and batter through the defense in the A-bomb side. roeJ's played in behind these sandbags.
Surely you got 2 mollies. Ooh, now you know.
Oh my god. Okay, roeJ with a good headshot out. Surely utility needs to be used on him now. And just no options at the moment. They've dropped back into the site. roeJ, another headshot from roeJ. It gets better for the defense as the USPs ring out and fill the kill feed. Refresh and Ultex in a 2v5. The bomb plant is the best case scenario now for them. And that doesn't even look realistic. So maybe pump the brakes. You can hopefully cause a couple of rotates and open up a chance for a bomb plant.
This round's a head scratcher to me. Let's see if Refresh can do anything here. roeJ, 2 kills in the pistol round, has another engagement, running out of ammunition in the mag. Ooh, and he's gonna reload. Refresh turns the corner, not quite yet. They're holding him at bay. No one being aggressive, so Preasy just completely stalled out for the moment.
Yeah, there's no way they get forward now. This just feels like eventually the kills are gonna come in on Refresh, and Ultex is now stuck at top ramp with a bomb on his back. So no bomb plant, no good force coming up in the next round. And this opens up the opportunity to immediately tie the scoreline.
That's a curious pistol round from Preasy, just that they make no... They don't even try and hide the fact that they're headed towards A. Everyone runs up ramp, and when they get to the corner to actually turn up towards sandbags, they just kind of pause and wait. And they had 2 Molotovs, and it's kind of, you know, just like everyone's sitting here. I think a Molotov actually even missed when they eventually threw it in, but by the time they made the decision to molly sandbags, it's too late. The CT side, roeJ and roeJ have already fallen back into the bomb site, so all that utility that Preasy picked up did absolutely nothing for them in that round.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's tough because you don't have the force buy, as I mentioned, so just a Zeus is really the only thing purchased, so pretty cool. Don't think they're going to make much of the Zeus.
No, that was about the run boost. He was hoping someone would push stairs with an SMG, get a free kill.
Yeah. Well, Preasy is an interesting team put together with Danish players that have maybe been cast out or haven't been put into the top echelon of Counter-Strike, and obviously dupreeh is, I think, had to take a massive step downwards, but it just shows his conviction to try and keep the streak alive and the passion that is still there for dupreeh. Definitely spoke multiple times in many podcasts about how he is hungry to come back for CS2.
He had a fantastic opening map as well here at the
top
RMR.
Performer.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think he had like 19, 20 kills, something like that.
But this team's actually very exciting. So you have like the blend of experienced players in Refresh, roeJ, and dupreeh. And you would say that TMB isn't very experienced at the top level, but man, he's 22 years old and he's been a part of 12 different teams. So he's definitely had experience playing professional Counter-Strike.
He's definitely had experience with different teammates.
Yeah, he's gone through the whole heap of them. And the heap of blocks run through middle and get melted away. So we're all tied up. roeJ off the back of the pistol. Go ahead and tie the scoreline 7-7.
Yeah, here come the rifles, though, for Preasy. AK-47's being picked up, smokes and flashes to be picked up by the T side, and we'll see what kind of rounds they make. HeavyGod preparing himself for what's to come.
Yeah, those teams are the likes of Copenhagen Flames, Mad Lions, ENCE.
Classic ENCE.
Yeah, that's a team everybody remembered back in 2017.
Haven't seen a whole lot of ops today in this matchup.
No, we have not. I don't think the halves have been clean enough to get enough money. we just haven't really seen either of these teams get into a very comfortable spot where they string all the rounds together. Maybe the second half we'll get to see the ult more consistently. We did have that one round from roeJ where we just missed every shot.
True.
And Fico had the ace clutch.
Yep.
That was the most memorable moment.
That was about it. That was the op. Nexus just spamming away.
roeJ's about to be cleared out.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's going to have to swing out of the flames. No,
they don't even peek it.
Yeah, no one's there to punish in any way whatsoever. So that's a missed opportunity with that Molotov.
The comfortable peek probably would have been from short, right, to see that angle. Because if you go too wide on Xbox, you probably get traded. So he didn't, because the smoke is up short, they couldn't capitalize on it.
Well, at the very least, it's information, right? It doesn't provide a whole lot. You have to know somebody's going to be at the base of A ramp, but at least now you have it confirmed. And Preasy's being very, very quiet on the map.
It's very quiet indeed. Slow T-side round here for Preasy. Couple of smokes left, and eventually they'll start their creep up through ramp. And they're very passive on ramp on their CT side too. So same vein here on the T side. Ultex is left over as the B lurk. But 30 seconds left, they've got to go. And OG were starting to wonder what the hell was happening. So they've rotated off of A.
Well, I think Ultex is going to try and make his move right now as this execute's coming in. No smokes up quite yet, just a deep Molotov. And OG have given them the bomb site. OG are happy to say, we'll retake this. And I don't know if they should be that confident. They don't really have any utility left.
I think they didn't really have a choice because they left it all behind. 8 seconds left. Where's the bombs on B? This is a very poor round for Preasy. It wasn't put together very well at all.
No, yeah, this is a weird one. We're just gonna, yeah, yeah, that says everything. What are they doing?
And I think that was actually going through the minds of OG during the round because they left A. They didn't see anything. They're like, okay, maybe we start rotating mid. Maybe we can start getting ready for a B play.
That's from the pressure Ultex was providing, and maybe there was a plan there for Preasy to try and rotate back, but I think they just didn't
need time for that.
Yeah, they didn't start that until it was too late.
Do they start executing on A with 28 seconds left?
Yeah, wasn't pretty.
Well, that's put them in a terrible spot now. 3 AKs, 2 MAC-10s. Not a whole lot of utility.
Yeah, you don't have the funds to replenish all those nades. That actually could be a massive mistake to let OG just gain a real stranglehold on this map. roeJ with the ult. This one's not going to miss. He's even got Fiku in defense to help keep him safe. One more MAC-10 comes flying around and Refresh grabs that. But you still don't have access to middle. You haven't gained anything for these kills.
Ultex. If he wins that fight on default, the round opens up completely for Preasy, but he doesn't win the awkward duel, so we settle back into passive round once more. 1 minute 5 seconds still remaining on this clock as Preasy drift over towards ramp. A bit more pressure early on in the round this time. roeJ's already up top. Final pieces of utility being used up for the CT side, but this contact play's worked out. roeJ's been spotted now, though, by the rotation through elevator from roeJ, and roeJ knows there's 2 players on this A bomb site. Preasy are using their utility to try and force roeJ into an uncomfortable spot. Flash is brilliant. Second flash even better, but they haven't detected Nexus, who steps up and shuts down the play into the A site.
Yeah, these last 2 rounds for Preasy, they have not had any strength behind him, and obviously that one is partially due to just an awkward situation they put themselves into without utility, with guns, surviving after the time, and it's opened the door so wide for OG to take control of this map moving forward. roeJ's going to start building up some money behind that AWP. HeavyGod and Nexus are already there. And
remember the lack of timeouts that you mentioned, Jason. I think we got one left.
On Preasy.
One on Preasy to have Vorborg have his say.
And if this round is really bad, you might just see it in the next gun round. They don't have a whole lot of time to play with to try and figure things out and get this T-side rolling.
Yeah, a bit quicker this time with the pounce up ramp. Setting flashes up, and roeJ's on the Xbox already, but no fights from OG.
Yeah, but they dumped some counter utility. Couple of nades rain in, Molotov rains in, so they forced out some of that utility if they want to come back to an A hit, but they're priming themselves on the other side of the map. It's going to be B. This is all roeJ keeping so much attention. 3 defenders. They've lured the mid player over. They've lured the B player back just by the presence of 1 Tech 9. OG has bid on this, but they've still got a defender here, and HeavyGod's going to deliver.
Yeah, the HeavyGod slams down his hammer, and they get nowhere near the B bomb site. TMB, 1 on the MAC-10, but traded back immediately from HeavyGod again. And roeJ is stuck in mid. It was a really well put together round from Preasy. Just the finishing move was destroyed.
Yeah, that was about the most ideal situation you could have hoped for with just roeJ, you know, providing that distraction. You got everything you wanted. And HeavyGod still shuts you down at the bomb site. So roeJ's hoping for someone to walk into his crosshair, hoping to find something he can upgrade into and cause some damage.
Oh, roeJ now spotted. Good flash. Sets up the P for Keto. Oh my god, how has he not got that? Eventually, Nexus piece, and HeavyGod happy with his work in this round.
Yeah, hell yeah, very happy.
That's the problem with Preasy, man. I just don't know how good their T-sides can be. Because you've got TMB as your in-game leader. As I was mentioning, a lot of teams he's played in, but not a lot of experience. And I don't look at this team and see a clear in-game leader in the ranks.
It's a big ask to put on his shoulders to navigate your team through the RMR to qualify for the major. Struggling here at the moment. Some questionable rounds from Preasy early going.
And you'll go down as the only in-game leader that was unable to get dupreeh through to a major.
You know what? We're not going to put the weight of dupreeh's legacy on him. We ain't doing that to the poor guy.
You ruined the legacy of dupreeh.
That one's not reasonable. But it is kind of funny. That's the guy you think he looks like Magisk?
Yeah, the beard.
Oh, come on.
Oh, the beard is kind of the only thing that looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if you look at him at the beard, Jason, and that's kind of where it ends.
Sure.
Like if you put them side by side and you have me only see the chin, you know, I'd maybe struggle.
Yeah. Okay.
This round for OG could be the deciding one. If they win this, there's a real good chance now of just closing out this map and going 1-1. And I think at the start, I used to phrasing that Preasy looked like the better team. I think in the first half they did. But OG have definitely turned that around.
Yeah, they've done a very good job. Molotov again towards roeJ's position. This time they did swing as well, but a little bit of smoke prevented them from seeing his escape. These slow T-sides trying to let utility wind down for the defense is not working. TMB falls to the AWP. I mentioned we hadn't seen the AWP much on this map. Well, now in this second half, roeJ is putting it to very good use. He's up to 15 and 8.
HeavyGod towards quad. Molotov down, has to peek, and will die instantly to dupreeh. Preasy draw it back.
That's a lot of space at the B-bomb site for Preasy to march up. Smoke's gonna get blown open. Keto and Fiku to try and defend.
The bomb will cross out towards default. roeJ with a big shot, and he wants more. Oh, bomb's down though. And when the bomb is loose on the ground, things get uncomfortable here for Preasy. It's awkward fights, blow for blow. Grenade goes to quad, and suddenly roeJ with a clutch ahead of him again. He clutched in the first half in this position. Now he's got the AWP out. Refresh is very comfortable in the clutch. We've seen many throughout his career, but there's limited time for the Dane to make this one happen. He's looking how to drop safely, dodge the angles of the AWP, and put the bomb down on default. Now Refresh has to deal with the AWP getting closer. roeJ cuts down the space, gets towards the generator, and Refresh, he's hoping he can get a peek on him. The AK-47, oh, it's ready, and it's a headshot and a clutch for Refresh.
Well done, standing your ground, Refresh, having to recover the bomb. I think he was looking for smoke or utility or anything he could have used to cross over safely. Just has to risk it. That's a beautiful shot from roeJ to start things out. HeavyGod gets mollied with no support from his teammates. And it is quite the brawl to get into this B bomb site, but Refresh knows someone swinging with an AWP, he's gonna have an advantage. It's 10 to 8. And Preasy's got to do this the hard way. Remember, all the money that was built up. This is another buy, and still there's plenty of cash for OG. They get aggressive, though, and Altex shuts him down. That's HeavyGod hitting the deck.
Yeah, heavy fall off the top of the stairway. roeJ sends the grenade towards roeJ. A lot of damage done to the AWPer. Ooh, tippy-tap through the smoke. Grenade will clear it. TMB gets out of there. He did not want to be on the other side of that when that smoke cleared. Altex does well to grab Preasy the opening fight. But here comes an aggressive maneuver for Nexus. It's just one on TMB.
First time they finally convincingly peaked that angle, and this time it was without a Molotov. They want to go back to it, though. Flames on the ground. Oh, they're so committed. They're so committed. Good trades. roeJ needs to make sure dupreeh can't get away. He almost has to be aggressive. He's desperate for it because he knows if he escapes, it's an impossible situation.
Smoke is good for dupreeh. Now the mind games begin. He's trying to pull roeJ back away from this, making him think it's a B play. But instead, dupreeh sits at the bottom of the A ramp while his teammate makes his way through elevator. And now dupreeh will move off.
This feels like an impossible clutch. How do you predict where Refresh is going to be? And dupreeh just bought so much time for Refresh to get into the perfect situation, wrapping back around. I think roeJ has to think about just picking up that AWP and giving up the round.
Yeah, I think he's realized that now too. So he'll look for that AWP off the ground. He threw it down, remembers where he put it. And it won't be a bad save at all. So 10-9. No 11th round found for roeJ. I like the composure there for dupreeh in that situation. He finds the smoke on the ground, uses that up, communicates well with refresh. It's going to take a lot to rattle dupreeh in those situations.
Well, a timeout that Preasy took worked wonders. They've now run off two T rounds in a row. There's one more buy that they have to get through from the OG side. They'll probably spend all of their cash that they've had built up, all that bank that they built up over a win streak.
I think timeouts are fantastic for Preasy because of that in-game leader situation we mentioned, right? It gives you more of an extended period of time for a couple of minds to chime in and try and figure something out instead of leaving it all to TMB. You can lean in on the experience of dupreeh, you can lean in on the experience of refresh and roeJ. Come up with a few more ideas.
Yeah, I guarantee those guys are chipping in for sure in situations like this. Good 2-on-1, well done from dupreeh. That was a heavy battle at the top of A ramp. OG came with numbers to put a stop to that and just couldn't come out on top of the trade game. Round 20, lead is cut to just 1.
Money goes for OG if they lose this round. A lot of pressure on it. Nexius aggressive, down so short, flash goes in, and Nexius walks away with roeJ.
And this might force them to pounce right now. You should see, I think you should see a dump of utility at the B bomb site. HeavyGod just throws out a Molotov. Might need a little bit more. Fiku should start shifting his attention because Nexius swung and saw one, got the kill, saw nothing else. And this B hit is coming in. It's the only option that Preasy have left.
And they're making no secret about that either. Grenade stack going out towards Tetris. Didn't use the second one yet. They're boosting dupreeh up on the wood. That's going to pull out a few extra pieces of utility from OG. Still 1 minute left, so Preasy have pumped the brakes for now.
They're making OG consider. OG's defense has settled back into a pretty default spread. 2 at the A bomb site, 2 in middle.
But if you're Preasy, you probably worry about the fact you don't have any presence elsewhere on the map, right? So OG could be taking ramp control for all you know. Gathering information.
That's why you don't see them spread back out and try and apply pressure at the A bomb site. That's why they're just kind of, that's the risk they have to take just by the nature of how this round is played out. Here's the execute, HeavyGod finds 1.
Yeah, Fiku was able to sink the initial damage from HeavyGod and peek out for that second from the generator. Going out again. Oh, he recovers that. It looked like he had fumbled the spray. But HeavyGod still gets away with it, and now Refresh with a 1v4.
He's still fighting.
Yeah, he's still fighting, and he swings into it. Limited time here for Refresh. He knows he only has a second to go ahead and try and get another kill, but they're doubled up on the other side of the smoke. He doesn't have time anymore. Can't get back to the plant. And Refresh is caught coming through the smoke. Keto steps up, and HeavyGod again. Another round on the B-bomb side.
Yeah, a wild swing and peek, but he controls the spray, transfers it over just beautifully from the quad player to the boxes. This is wild. The first one he saw, that one's a better option. Disgusting. I think he even double dinked him.
HeavyGod's only 21 years old. Another play that's come out of the endpoint side.
Another player out of Israel as well. That apparently Israel just now has a super team that we could build.
It feels like endpoint just have a direct line, you know, to the Israeli players that are coming out of that. They had Flamesy originally, then they had Nerds, and now they got HeavyGod going into OG. HeavyGod's hoping he can follow the same trajectory as the players that came before him. Preasy getting up the ramp. That last round is devastating. Their buy is shot, and so is roeJ and TMB. A couple of them line up for roeJ. A third impales dupreeh. And roeJ ain't stopping. Forced to pull away with a missed shot. But the damage is already done, and it is certainly felt here for Preasy.
Yeah, and the bomb's down on the ramp as well.
Grenade going in.
Right in front of him. So Preasy have to attack into this. And this has got to feel hopeless. Run boost across just to try and get yourself any advantage in terms of information. Maybe they don't see you. Maybe they didn't realize someone could be on this side, but that AWP still reigns supreme, peering down the scaffolding.
Oh, another sick shot from roeJ.
He's on for the ace. He's got 4.
And Holtex will fall to the hand of Fiku. No ace for roeJ, but enough to break apart Preasy and bring OG one step closer. And it looks like that finish line will be crossed in a moment for OG.
I think it should be a pretty busted and broken economy as well.
They didn't get any bomb plants over these last 2 rounds, despite getting close in the B bomb site. But it's not the case here. Preasy will have Mac-10s, Galils. Not a pretty buy to close. So OG absolutely looking like they're in pole position with a 13-9 win.
And you've only got 2 round wins in this second half on your T side when you've had AKs and full sets of utility. This is just a much weaker buy. Not even an AK on the board. Desperate situation. They want to test a ramp again early. This time it's not the aggressive stance from OG's defense. So they want to try and pull the mid defense away. They want to try and pull roeJ with the up towards that A bomb site so they can exploit middle, but it's not working so far, and certainly not now that Keto hits that shot.
dupreeh, ooh, spotted, and roeJ able to transition his crosshair up. And he's still confident to go for another peek in middle.
Yeah, when you see an up like that, though, you bail out, especially with the Mac-10s, and you have no utility. There's no smokes remaining for the Preasy attack. It's just a Molotov and a flashbang to your name.
Yeah, down to 3 players. Preasy do not look like they're going to be ending the day feeling positive. It'll be 0-2 for Preasy. Opening matchup versus heroiC was a loss on Ancient. The 0-1 best of 1 against OG. Looks like it'll be a 13-9 loss. And dupreeh's legacy of trying to go to another major will be put into question. He'll be facing elimination on day 1 of the RMR. Fiku and HeavyGod all line up. OG come back and will end the day with a 1-1 record. A great win over Preasy.
Yeah, very strong as well, especially switching to the CT side. We finally got that AWP out in play. It was fantastic. This came down to some Fiku clutches, the AWP play from roeJ in the second half, and I think HeavyGod as an anchor of that B bomb site was